She failed English, then gave a graduation speech. My name is Nadia Hassan, and I used to think I was just the quiet girl who couldn't speak English right. I was wrong. I was born in Michigan, but my story doesn't start there. It starts in Baghdad, Iraq, where my parents lived through curfews, blackouts, and the sound of uncertainty outside their window. My dad was studying to be an engineer when the war interrupted everything. My mom was a top student in chemistry until her university shut down. They married young, clung to hope, and applied for immigration with a newborn and a prayer. When they arrived in the U.S., they had one suitcase, no savings, and more faith than English vocabulary. My father now works at a car repair shop during the day and cleans offices at night. He wears the same gray hoodie every winter and swears by sweet tea with 3 sugars. My mother is a stay-at-home mom who runs our house like it's her life's mission. She makes lentil soup from scratch, recites Quran in the morning, and folds laundry like it's an Olympic sport. We live in a 2-bedroom apartment above a Middle Eastern grocery store in Dearborn. The scent of za'atar and cardamom coffee floats through the walls. My 3 younger siblings are human hurricanes. And sometimes, to study, I lock myself in the bathroom with my notebook and a towel shoved under the door. We speak Arabic at home, always. Growing up, I translated school forms, bank notices, and PTA emails for my parents. I knew what English meant, I just didn't know how to own it. In 9th grade, I failed English. Not, oops, failed, I'm talking capital F. Red pen explosion failed. My essays were confusing. My grammar made my teacher wince. And when it came to speaking in class, my voice shook like a phone on vibrate. My classmates laughed once when I mispronounced vegetable as vegetable. I laughed too, but only because crying in front of people isn't my thing. I brought home my report card and showed it to my mom with shaking hands. She looked at the F, then at me, and said gently, "Even prophets were tested. This is just your test." I didn't believe her at the time, but I wanted to. The next week, my dad came home late, smelling like motor oil and lemon floor cleaner. He sat beside me, pulled a chair out backward like he was in a 90s movie, and said, "You're smart, Nadia. But smart doesn't mean easy. What's your plan?" I blinked. No plan. Just shame. But that night, I wrote in a notebook, "If English is my enemy, I'm going to learn its every move." I started journaling just a sentence a day. I joined a local writing group at the library where I was the only teen and the only hijabi. They welcomed me with grammar corrections and lemon cookies. I volunteered at the school paper. I wrote reviews of cafeteria food, movie nights, and eventually a piece called Growing Up Between Two Languages. It got shared on the school website. My ESL teacher cried. While learning English, I discovered something else. I love storytelling. Not the fairy tale kind, the real kind. Stories about immigrants, women, and kids like me who live between worlds. I started dreaming about becoming a journalist, one who speaks for those who feel unheard. I watched documentaries like they were movies. I followed journalists on Instagram. I even started interviewing my relatives about their childhoods in Baghdad. I wrote their stories in English, nervous, clumsy, brave English. By senior year, I had gone from failing English to tutoring freshmen. I led the student newspaper and covered everything from local protests to community food drives. One day, the principal called me in. I thought I was in trouble. She said, "You're giving the graduation speech." I laughed. "But I failed English." She smiled. "And now you don't." I stood on stage in June in a white robe, gripping the mic like a lifeline. My name is Nadia Hassan. I failed English in 9th grade. But I didn't fail forever. Because language isn't about being perfect, it's about being heard. My voice didn't shake. My English didn't break. My mom cried. My dad fist pumped like I scored a goal. Now I'm a journalism student. I still help my mom with English forms. I still burn my tongue on cardamom tea. But I'm not afraid of words anymore. I'm building a life with two languages, one in my bones and one in my hands. Moral of the story. Your past doesn't decide your future, your effort does. You can come from war, silence, or struggle, and still find your voice, even if your English starts with an F.